Hey YouTube, thank you guys so much for joining. This is Koya, the owner, and I'm very excited. Well, I don't know about excited, but I'm here to talk about how I lost $5,000 to $7,000 in a real estate transaction when I was trying to invest in Houston. First things first, make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. And let's get right on into it. So I've always had this goal where I wanted to have Section 8 tenants, let them stay for a year. And when it came to lease renewal, as a way to award them for staying for a year, I would be able to say, hey, I have a property out of town that's an Airbnb that you're able to stay in for a weekend for free for paying rent on time for the year. And that's something that I've always wanted to do with my Section 8 tenants and also my standard tenants as well. But my goal has been that for the longest time. So that was my idea when I was purchasing this property in Houston. And I was also going to be living in the property. I was going to be living in one of the units because I was purchasing a triplex. So I was planning to do this as a house hack scenario. So I was looking online, kept getting ideas, listening to different realtors, and I found this realtor on Bigger Pockets. And I at the time was listening to David Green, Brandon on Bigger Pockets, and something on Bigger Pockets that they had always emphasized was to find your realtor, your loan officer, find them on Bigger Pockets. You will learn that you all are familiar of real estate and things like that because you're all on Bigger Pockets. Well, I'm sorry to say, at this time, Bigger Pockets, y'all kind of messed me up. So, because that wasn't the case in this circumstance. It's all good now. It's a learning lesson. But anyways, I found my realtor on Bigger Pockets, and I had been looking at properties, and finally, the realtor has sent me some properties. So I probably really shouldn't be on here with my bonnet on like this, but just letting y'all know, I did just get pre-approved. Now, I got pre-approved kind of on the condition that I'm going to rent out my current house. And not that I'm not trying to do that, but I really don't want to rent out my house right now. I want to Airbnb it because I already have all the furniture. But Airbnb is just so it's so back and forth, honestly. So I just got to figure that out. But hey, I think that this Houston thing might actually work. I got pre-approved for $319. Yeah, $319. I'm like, what? Wow. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm very surprised about that. I am very surprised. So yeah, right now I am definitely in my pajamas. So I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna do a video where I look a little bit more normal. And I give you all updates about my process of just starting a loan. Right now it's for a FHA, but I am going to request for it to be a FHA 203K. And they were all really out of my price range, if I'm being honest. Most of all of them were out of my price range, except for one. I was able to find one that was within the realm of how much I wanted to spend. So he was like, well, we need to go ahead and make an offer on this one now because this one's going to go. This one's going to go. And I was like, okay, you know what? Go ahead and make an offer because I could still, say I don't want it during inspections or whatever. But the realtor was actually rushing me. Now looking back, I felt very rushed and don't feel like that my interest was really, I don't feel like they had my best interest in heart, but it's all good,
Most agents don't sell more than 3 houses in a year. I sell about 10 in a month. So
yeah, I see.
So let me show you the contract. Again, I'm trying to educate you so you can feel comfortable. Like, hey, this guy knows what he's doing. I've been doing this for a long time. So let me show you the offer for this. What price this year? $269. $269. You see that price?
I see it.
$269. How much are they asking for?
Oh wow.
$295.
Oh,
so
wow.
$295 minus $269. $295 minus $269. $26,000 less plus $5,000. 31K. You cannot write. Go ahead and close it up.
Wow.
You see that?
I see that.
You see that?
Yeah, no. I definitely hear you.
That's what is going to happen with you as well. So let me put it together. I will send it to you. You sign it.
Okay.
Again, you don't have to close on the house. If you do inspection and you see that is more than what you can handle, terminate the contract.
Gotcha. So throughout the property, he did a FaceTime with me showing me the property, and I loved it. I loved the inside of it, thought it was great. Then during inspections, I was like, hey, I actually want to see the property, so I actually flew down to Houston. All right, so I am heading to Houston, and I look a little crazy, I ain't gonna lie. And I am very much like, not like Monique. I will wear a bonnet if it's like before hours, and right now it is very much so before hours. It's 4 a.m. so it's very dark, and it's the time where I need to be asleep. So that's exactly why I got on my bonnet. That's what I plan to do. So but no, I'm excited. I'm a little, not even a little, I'm very nervous. I've been nervous throughout this entire transaction. My realtor's nerve-wracking as hell, but it's all right. So I'm just annoyed, nervous, and anxious about the whole process because it's my first time buying out of state. So, but all right, guys, I'm heading on there, and yeah, there's more to come. Went to go see the property, and once I went to go see the property, I was like, oh my goodness, I love this property. This is it. I was very excited because it had tile flooring all throughout the house, and then it was like a duplex side by side, and then there was a back unit that was also a unit as well, and it was listed as a duplex, and this back unit actually made it a triplex. The back unit was a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, beautiful to me. It was tile bathroom, and I thought it was beautiful. I loved it. My family was like, Koya, why can't you just get you a real nice house? But this was a house that was nice, like a nice rental house. So I was still excited because I'm like, I'm gonna end up renting it out anyway, after I lived there for a year off and on. I was gonna end up renting it. More than want it now, so we just see what's going on. But I'm gonna take you through this unit first. So this is a triplex, and literally just landed, so I have my stuff here. But so this is the living room when you first enter. All right, yeah, when you first enter, this is the living room. Enter from there. And so I love the flooring. The paint probably would change it, but I do like it. This is the 1 bedroom. It's only window units in this, so I would have to possibly get something else. But this is a bedroom, but I see now that it's not legally a bedroom because there's not a closet in here. So this is the washer and dryer connection. So I like that. Then there's the kitchen. I love the kitchen too. Of course, I don't know, I probably would fix that up. More than likely I would. The flooring is decent, but yeah, I do like the kitchen overall. Here goes another bedroom. This bedroom is very spacious, as you can see. Very spacious. And the closet is a walk-in closet. So this is the main bedroom. And look at this. This is my favorite part. I love this bathroom. Bathroom is really nice. So that is that unit. Let me take you all to another unit. Oh, Lord, when I say that Texas is the hottest place, like, I am sweating my hair out. And I definitely should have wore something else, but it's okay. So this is the other unit. This unit is a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. One thing that I already noticed about this unit was the foundation. So I don't like that. But the inside of the unit is very nice. I love the flooring. Here goes this bedroom. Again, there's all window units. The rug, probably would get that taken out. And here goes the closet. Here goes the restroom. Okay, another stand-up shower. This is very nice. Yeah, for 1 bedroom, 1 bath. This is really nice. I like that a lot. And here goes the kitchen. And it definitely already feels uneven because, like I said, it's above soil. Yeah, but I was still gonna have it as a primary residence even after a year. But, you know, I was mainly like, okay, I'm gonna live in it sometime, half of the year, do Airbnb for half of the year. Because at the time I was traveling for work. My husband was traveling for work as well. At the time we were just dating. He wasn't my husband as of yet, but I was gonna be traveling for work with him. So I knew that I would be living there for about 6 to 8 months. And then for like 2 to 3 months out of the year, I wouldn't be living there, or I don't know, somewhere like that. Something like that. Anywhere between, I would say, 2 to 5 months, I wouldn't be living in the actual home. So I told the realtor that, explained that to the lender. The lender was okay with it. I told the lender that I did already have a property that was a duplex that was in a FHA, because I was using the FHA loan to buy the property, since I knew that I was going to be living in it for a period of time, anywhere between 6 to 8 months out of the year. And the realtor was like, okay, that's fine. You will still be able to use the FHA for this because of the regulation that it has to be 100 miles away. And this property was 100 miles away. So I went to did the loan application, got approved. I ended up actually getting approved for way more than I knew I was comfortable with using. So I knew I wasn't going to be using all of that. I want to say I got approved for maybe $400,000, but I only ended up using like $250, $270. That's how much the triplex was at the time. As I was going there to look at the property with the inspection, I had my Uber driver. The Uber driver drove me, and he was like, hey, this is the hood, this is the hood, because I was explaining to him what I was doing, because the Uber driver was somewhat of an investor as well. And he was like, no, this is the hood, I'm telling you that now. And I'm like, what, is it really the hood, or is it like semi the hood? Like if in my city where I'm from, like we have the hood, and then we got places that is just, it's hood environment in certain places here, but overall it's good. And he was like, no, this is the hood. So I was like, okay. But as soon as I got to the property, like one side of the street was the hood, and then my side of the street looked nice. So I'm still giving it a chance, because I'm like, this is just really like a good property. Like, I thought it was nice. I ended up leaving. My second Uber driver, we was talking, and he was telling me about the area. He said the same thing. He said, hey, this is the hood. For that money you got approved for, you could have got you a nice house over in XYZ area. I don't remember what area he said in Houston, but he said you could have got you a nice house. He said you don't gotta live over here. I'm like, yeah, but you gotta think, you could live on one end, rent out the other end, and then you can do Airbnb in one of the units, rent out the other unit, and still be able to live in another unit. I was like, that's what I'm trying to do, and he was like, yeah, but this is rough, and even the tenants you get over here is gonna be rough. And I'm still giving it a chance, and I'm telling the realtor that I'm talking to, I was like, look, man, I'm hearing everybody saying that this is the hood. You told me this was a developing area. And that's the key thing. They will tell you that it's a developing area, and it's not developing, honey. It's just developing further and further into being in the ghetto. That's it. It's just the ghetto. That's it. Like, you don't gotta lie to me. But yeah, and he was like, no, it's developing. I told you gotta stay there for maybe 2 years, and then it'll be real nice. It's gonna be a real nice area, but it's just developing.
Okay,
right
so I just wanted to send a quick view of what this main street looks like. I'm 4 minutes from the house. I'm kind of riding with my windows down so I can kind of hear outside, because I know what it sounds like in the hood. So just kind of giving you like a little snapshot view of what the street looks like leading up to the house. I guess this is probably the main street close to the house, because I'm 4 minutes away. But up this street there was a couple of like those don't even know, quick time type gas stations, like the Longwood gas stations. There was a couple of them. Didn't look like anything too crazy, but I mean, it just looks like, what it's like. It wasn't a bunch of people over there or anything like that. So far, this is, what I see. Okay, there's a little food mart right here. There's some people kind of standing out. I don't know if you can see them or not. But I just listened to your voice message, and since you're gonna be on the plane, I just want to kind of give you a quick video. So I'm 2 minutes from the place now, and yeah, it's just kind of feel like an update.
So I ended up speaking with another Houston realtor because I was like, I just don't trust this guy. So I was speaking with this other Houston realtor because I was like, I want to still be able to go ahead and get tenants before I close. It was getting close, approaching closing after the inspection. We was just waiting for the appraisal. I talked to this other realtor. He was like, yeah, I can help you find tenants and stuff. I'll tell you how much the rents are. And so he told me how much the rents would be. That was a lot lower than what I thought. And then he told me, look, are you going to be staying here? And I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm a man of God. And, I wouldn't feel right if my sister or my mother was staying here. And, I talked to my wife about it. It's been weighing heavy on my heart. This is a terrible area. I don't want you to stay here. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, well, I really appreciate that, because he didn't have to be honest with me. And, I'm a woman of God. So I was like, oh my goodness, well, thank you so much for being honest. And at this time, I'm telling my boyfriend, now my husband, all about this. And he was like, well, it might be time to let it go. So as soon as I'm about to be like, hey, just forget it, the appraisal came in because I had already paid for the appraisal. I had already paid for the inspection, paid for my flight to get there, plus paid the earnest money. So I'm already losing a lot of money. At this point, only thing I can get back was this $3,000 earnest money deposit that I had put down. But that's it at this point. I already lost my money with the inspection, with the appraisal, plus flying there. Appraisal came back, and it came back $70,000 over. $70,000 under what it's worth. So that means if as soon as I go to the closing table, this house, it would say it was worth $250. That means it's really worth $315. At $310. I'm not about to do math like that, but it's actually worth $70,000 more than what it's actually listed for. So that's making me like, oh no, let me go ahead and keep it, because now just buying it as is, I can get $70,000 at the closing table. Like, I can be able to use the equity to buy other properties. So I was like, nah, I want to go ahead and keep it. So that made me decide to go ahead and stick with doing it. Then it gets to the day before closing, and the underwriter, I'm like, oh my goodness. The underwriter tells me, nope, we're unable to go ahead and approve this loan, and we will not be funding any of this at all because you already have an FHA loan, and we're not gonna be able to allow you to live there. That's what the loan officer tells me that the underwriter says. I'm like, look, dude, I already told you I had an FHA loan on my duplex. I told you I travel for work, and I want to be able to travel to Houston, and that's why I want to live here in Houston using the FHA loan. And the loan officer now is being like accusatory, is now like, well, they can knock on your door and see if you live there. I was like, and that's fine. They could definitely knock on my door, and I may be traveling for work because, like I told you, I do work remotely. So, and my significant other right now, he travels for work, and I travel with him because I work remotely. So I just wanted me a residence in Houston that I can come to and lay my head at. I said, I don't understand what's the problem. And he was like, okay, well, no, I understand that. Let me try to go back and forth with them and talk to them. And so he goes back and forth with them, and then, they come back still declining it, still saying, no, he's just going to be investing in it. He's claiming he's going to live there, but he's not really going to live there because he already has a home. Why would he be going from a single family? No, I'm not. I said, my FHA loan that I already currently have is with my duplex. I said, my duplex is my FHA loan. I said, it's not with my single family, because I had a couple of properties at that point. I said, that's not what the case is. It's with my duplex. And this is now going to be a FHA loan with the triplex that I'm trying to purchase in Houston. And I don't understand what's the problem if it's 100 miles away. And he was like, well, look, they're not going for it, so I'm sorry, it's nothing we could do. What you can do you have any friends or family? Because if you want, we can still be able to get this deal, because it is you do got $70,000 in equity. So if you just put 15% down, you still will have $20,000 in equity. Basically made it to where instead of coming to the closing table with like $10,000, I was now having to come to the closing table with $50,000. I was like, sir, that's $50,000. And he was like, well, you don't have any friends or family? No, sir. I surely don't have no friends or family that's about to hand me no $50,000. What friends or family do you have? This, like, no, I definitely don't got that. Like, what are we talking about? And he was like, well, I don't know, maybe you can just talk to your friends and give me a call back. And so we hung up, and I was just still thinking, I don't know how in the world this man think I got friends or family with 50,000. Then I talked to my own realtor locally, and I vented to him about it, and he was like, well, you know what? You could move some things around. You could use the equity out of your duplex and out of your current house and use that to buy this one if you want. And I was like, yeah, but that just feels like a lot. He said, yeah, that is a lot. It might just not be worth it, especially if people's telling you it's that bad of a neighborhood. And I was like, you know what? You're right. So I ended up not doing it. I ended up finally letting him know that I wasn't able to do it. And at that point, it was past the time of me being able to get my earnest money. So now I done lost all the money. I can't even get $3,000 back. I done lost the earnest money deposit too. At this point, I'm just like immensely frustrated, and I'm just like what? Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this done happened. I can't believe that I lost money, and I'm just very frustrated at this point. What ended up happening, like I said, I ended up losing $5,000 to $7,000. The realtor, I felt like, was rushing me the whole time. I didn't feel like he had my best interest. The lender, I feel like I told you in the beginning that I had an FHA loan. So I feel like you could have spoke with your underwriter before we even got to the closing table. Could have knew way in advance instead of waiting the day before closing. And it was very frustrating. All in all, I am kind of glad that it ended up going that way, that I didn't ended up getting that property. I did end up getting a triplex with my now husband locally in my town. But I feel like if I would have got that property in Texas, insurance rates has went skyrocketed for Texas. So my insurance on the property would have been very expensive. And it was already expensive then. Whenever I was trying to purchase it, then it was already expensive. So now I feel like it would have got even worse, because the insurance rates was crazy. And it was a learning lesson. It lets me know not to rush things, and probably that as far as when it comes to long distance investing, I'm gonna really interview the realtor. I feel like that was the problem. I didn't fully interview the realtor. I just asked a couple of questions. I think I would just really do a deep dive with asking as many questions and having many realtors, before I even sign the buyer's agreement. I wouldn't sign a buyer's agreement until I don't know. I just went and signed it quick, nearly as I did with this guy. So it's a learning lesson. And when it comes to real estate, you're always going to be learning. And sometimes the best learning is losing money. So thank you guys so much for joining, and make sure you guys tune in to my other videos and like, share, and subscribe.